Hello, welcome to Pia Orchids Garden USA. Today I'm going to show you some of my orchids that are doing really well. I'm going to show you how I take care of them, how much water, what type of water do I use, and also a fertilizer. And I'm going to show that all to you because I haven't done this for a long time, and it is time to do so because a lot of my orchids are now starting to bloom, and so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little tour right here. This is like in front of the RV, and it's in between the RV and our motorboat, and so this is like a little bit of it. I'm going to show you. Okay, it's right here. These are mostly Phalaenopsis and Oncidium. They're everywhere actually here, and we are, every time we go on RVCation, then I take these with me. It is so fragrant. I'm going to show you this one right here in a little bit, but this is super fragrant. That's an Oncidium. Okay, so here we go. All right, so that is a quick tour. I have more inside the motorhome, but those are a separate video only because they're doing an amazing thing, and I can't wait to make another video on that one. I can't do it all at one time, otherwise my video will be like a 1 hour video. Okay, so I'm going to show you different types of orchids today. Oncidium, Phalaenopsis, things like that. Also one of my Cymbidium. I only have one Cymbidium, but they are multiplying in one large flower pot. I'm going to show that to you too later on. So it's been a while since the last time I made this type of videos about my orchids. It's like a tour, but it's a semi-tour because not all of my orchids are here. This is just part of the orchids I have, and these are staying with me at the RV or motorhome, and so it goes with us wherever we do an RVcation. The rest of them, majority of my orchids are in our bedrooms, and they're being kept in there because it's cooler over there. You know, we're having really warm weather right now here in the state of Washington, Pacific Northwest, and so I keep most of my orchids in our bedroom, and the orchids really do well in there, and a little bit of sun, but it's bright all day long. So, okay, so first off, I'm gonna show you this Phalaenopsis orchid right here. This is the picture, and this one is growing in a coconut husk chips, as you can see right here. It's growing in a coconut husk chips and doing really well. As you can see, healthy roots, healthy leaves. It's just doing really well. For some reason, my orchids love this kind of flower pot, and it's a DIY flower pot. I got it from the dollar store, and oh yeah, this was ruined on the when it was really hot. It got burnt, but anyway, look at all the roots right here. Look how healthy the roots are, doing really well. Look at that, and the roots inside, as you can see right here, and I keep it on here because whenever I water it, it would drip in here, so it doesn't go on the floor. Plus, if I keep almost all my orchids in a clear plastic or clear glass container, for some reason the orchids really love that, because if you think about it, when they are out in the wild, they connect themselves into a tree branches or on the tree, and their roots are exposed. So and I know that I tried to put it on a non-clear flower pot, and it did not do too well. In fact, I was getting a lot of root rot, so I don't want that to happen on my orchids. And so anyway, I did my best to put them in a clear plastic or clear glass container using a coconut husk chips. It's one of my favorite media, and also moss. But in summer, I want to keep them in coconut husk chip because it retained a little bit of water. The same thing with the moss, fat sphagnum moss, but I like this one better. It dries out faster, and it doesn't soak that much in there. That, as you can see, there's a lot of holes in there that I created on this one. This one comes in different color at the dollar store. I don't know if they still have him right now, but anyway, see, there's these roots coming out right here. That is such a healthy roots, and it got damaged, of course, because actually it's not. It's just damaged right here, but it's not gonna kill the plants. So a little bit of injury like that, it's not gonna kill the plants. And this one is beautiful. It is a big lip orchid, and look at that beautiful flower right here. And I was sad yesterday when I was moving it because I cut off one of the bud like this. I cut it off right here. So you know how you feel when you lose something like that after waiting for so many months. And so this finally opened up. Look at that. It is so gorgeous, and I love this type of pattern on the petals. So amazing. And so I'm gonna keep it right here. This is one of them. It's really healthy, and also the leaves is really firm, so, and that's what I want. Okay, so how do I keep them moist inside? What I do is I mist them at least once a day, just a really slight mist, because it gets wet down here but not up here. So at the top is I have this water pump right here that I bought, and then I just mist it. So pump it and mist it right there. I mist all the air roots. Air roots are the one that are not under the dirt or under the media. And this is what I do. So this is how I mist them. This is different than watering them once a week. I mist the holes like that, because so it reaches the roots below. Okay, so now that's done. Really, really beautiful and gorgeous flower. Look at that. It is so gorgeous and stunning and inspiring. So I'm gonna put it back right here in the picture. And also the water that I used, it rained yesterday, so I was able to save like a bucket full of water from the rain, and that is what I use to water my orchids. When there is enough rain, I would save like a big drum full of water, and that's what I use to water my orchids, and that's why I keep them really, really healthy that way. And for some reason, you know, that is their natural habitat, is to use the rainwater, or they live moist from the air, plus the moist that they receive from the tree when they're connected to the tree. So anyway, or to branches. But anyway, so this is what I have, and it's really gorgeous, and it's super, super healthy right there. And the beautiful bloom just amazes me. Look how beautiful that is. That's been that way for so long now. I don't know how many months. But anyway, it, you know, one thing about Phalaenopsis, it's a slow growth. And so once they bloom, then you'll have the bloom for a long time. So the next one I have is the Oncidium. You've seen this on my inspiring contents only because I was so inspired when it started blooming. And I'm gonna show you what they look like. This is Oncidium right here. And this one also grow, I also put it, okay, this one is growing in a wood bark chips. That's another media that I use a lot as well. I can buy those at the store. It's called wood bark chips, and it's right here. So I just leave it in there and I don't move it. And this one is doing really, really well and really, really healthy. As you can see, when the Oncidium is really healthy, this one is round. It's not shriveled or it's not wrinkled. It is healthy because it's not wrinkled or it's not shriveled, and that's how you can tell that your Oncidium is really healthy. And well, some of them is really wrinkled because they are natural like that. And so this is Oncidium, and it's doing really well. I do the same thing of watering. I use the same method of watering is the same thing as my Phalaenopsis orchids, because they're all orchids, you know, they live off in the wild, and they do the same thing. They connect themselves into branches or trees and grow that way. But anyway, so this one has a bud. I was able to save the buds. I lost a lot of them right here. It rotted for some reason. It rotted, but I was able to save one. I was very lucky to save one of the buds right here. And this one is the same thing with the misting. I just missed it today, yesterday, so it's time for me to mist it again. And you know what, guys, look how amazing the bloom is. Look how beautiful the bloom, and it is so fragrant, super fragrant. In our RV, I can smell it every morning when I wake up. I can smell, and it's got that slight pleasing to your nose fragrance, and it's not hurting your nose, it's not hurting your head or anything like that. It's just a really slight, but it's strong enough for me. And look how beautiful that is. It is so gorgeous. Such a beautiful flower right there, and this has been blooming for months now, and I don't know how long, but really enjoyable. Every morning when I wake up, I have a cup of coffee and I get to see this amazing orchids. I want to mention it that when you water or mist your Phalaenopsis orchids, these are Phalaenopsis, these are very fragile to take care of. You have to be very careful when you're watering it, that water doesn't get right in the middle in there. And if it does, make sure you dry it out with towels right away. Otherwise, if you forget to do that, and then it will start rotting, it will cause infection, and you will lose the plant for sure. I lost so many already because of that. You know, when I'm using this mist right here, sometimes it's hard to control and it gets inside in the crown of the orchids. And I have this orchids for a long time now. As you can tell, you know, it's growing in there, so it looks crowded, but it's not. So anyway, so that's that, and I'm gonna put it to the side here. Okay, the next video I have is another Phalaenopsis orchids, and it's really warm in here. Yes, I'm wearing jacket because inside, underneath here, there was my hubby, underneath here in the shaded area, I'm going to show you what it looks like here. See, we have the awning from the motorhome, so that's where I'm sitting, is underneath here, and it's cooler. So when the wind starts blowing, my hair, look at that, when the wind starts blowing, then it gets cold, and my legs, my feet gets cold. But anyway, enough of that. But so I'm wearing my jacket. But anyway, so the next one would be another tada Phalaenopsis. Look at this, guys. It is the most amazing, beautiful Phalaenopsis as well. It looks really healthy, growing in a coconut husk chips, as you can tell right there. That's growing in a coconut husk chips. It is so beautiful and gorgeous. The reason why I'm going to show this to you, because it has this buds right here. It's starting to grow flowers. So it is so big. Look how big this thing is. Look how big is that. And it's bulky right here. See right there? It's kind of bulky. I don't know what's in there. And it's kind of bulky right here. And also bulky right here. And here's the end of it. That's the end of it. So I don't know how many flower I'm gonna get on this one. This one right here, it got squashed, so it got folded, so I ended up just cutting it and put cinnamon. I put ground cinnamon in there when I cut it. Every time I injured a plant or cut leaves or something like that, I always put cinnamon right away. That way it heals faster and it doesn't get infected, or it doesn't rot. So this one is doing really well. Look at the roots right here. You can tell the roots right there. Another clear plastic container is where I grow them. I got this from the Amazon. I ordered a bunch of these, and then I put holes, more holes right here on each one of them, on each of these flower pots. I ordered different sizes. So anyway, here it is right here, and look at that bloom. I mean, look at that buds right here. It is just so amazing. So look at that. It looks really different in there. I don't know how many flowers is gonna come out of it. And this one, hopefully it's gonna be branches of flowers, and it's so gorgeous right here. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna mist this one as well. Make sure that this one is easy to mist because the crown is farther from the roots, and it's really dry. See, it's really dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and mist it right there. have to be very, very careful I don't miss the crown, or even if the water gets right here, I'll show you, gets right there, it gets in here, or it gets any of these, dry it out right away before you forget, because if you forget, then you don't want to be sorry. You will lose the plants. I know it happened to me many times. It just depends on the environment, but in my environment, this is how I take care of my orchids. Every area is a different environment, different zone, and the way I take care of it, it's I finally learned. I've been growing orchids probably 10 years, maybe longer, but I learned everything from my mom, because my mom is an orchids grower a long time ago, and I always help her with her orchids, and she doesn't she does really well with it. But anyway, so this one it's thriving, but it's doing really well. I'm gonna show you this one. This is supposed to be a mini Phalaenopsis orchid. Look at that right here. This is a mini Phalaenopsis orchid, but you know what? It gotten so big already, so I don't call it mini anymore because it's getting so big. And look at that, how healthy that is. It broke off, but no worries. It's drawing. Let me see if I can take it out from the flower pot. Okay, and I'm gonna show you. And it is right here. It is growing in this I got this from the dollar store. You know, you can buy that from the dollar store. It's a little bowls with lids, but I bought it just for my orchids to fit. That way when I water it, it doesn't drip everywhere. So here it is right here. Look how beautiful that is. Now, doesn't that looks like buds? It doesn't. And here's another one right here, but it's not. It's not a buds. It's just the roots. Look how healthy the roots are. These are air roots. That's air roots right here. There are many air roots right here, and it is growing really well. It keeps putting out more leaves, and the more leaves it comes out, the bigger they get. So it's not becoming a miniature orchid anymore. It's becoming just a regular Phalaenopsis, and this one is doing really well. Look at the healthy roots right here. As you can see, the roots are green. That means it doesn't need any watering. It doesn't need any watering at all. There are some dried out roots, but I don't worry about that. That's still alive. It's not dead root. Let me see. And this is how I'm gonna moist it, because this one also is growing in a coconut husk chip. See, coconut husk chips right here. And I get this coconut husk chips from the Amazon. I order probably like 25 pounds of them, and then I soak them in, and I soak them in water, and I rinse it really well with hot water, with a hot water. That way, whatever the bugs in there, it will kill it before I start using them, because I don't want any bugs in there to eat my orchids. There we go, right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and moist or mist these plants right here. Just do it very gently. I also spray the air roots. The air roots need some water as well. Otherwise, it'll start drying out. There you go. So it's all done. As you can see, there's a little droplets on the air roots, and the air roots needs that. Look how healthy these roots are. Okay, so that's it for now. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you like it, and I hope that you learn from it. And I will go ahead and take a picture of the fertilizer that I use for my orchids. It is just a regular orchids fertilizer I got from Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't put a lot of different types of fertilizer. I just put that kind that I use, and my orchids does really well with just that. So anyway, thank you so much, and if you like it, please leave comments and so that I can respond to you if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much, and take care, and God bless.